So I almost didn't record this video because life has been lifing. But I didn't just want to disappear because I wasn't perfectly prepared. I still needed to show up. So time sometimes can be carved out in the in the real world, but sometimes they really can't. So you just gotta sometimes make your time when it's due. So right now I'm trying to make my time. So I dropped the ball this weekend, but here I am. It was my son's birthday yesterday. I had a lot going on in the weekend, and the weight of me not being consistent was on me. It was on me like a ton of bricks, and I knew I had to come through regardless of being prepared or not. I do have like little bullet points, but listen, I'm getting through this video because I want to be consistent, not with everybody in YouTube, but within myself to know that I can, and I still did. So here I am. So there's a lot of things happening in the world. Child, it's a lot. And, you know, this is March 4th, like I say. And if you know, there's a war going on. And it's going on within your body, within your mind, and it's also going on within this country. But we're not trying to get distracted. We're not going to allow those things that's going on outside that we have no control over take us away from the greater goal. And that's what you're building, sis, whether it's with your family, with your children, within yourself, within your business. We got to stay focused because that's what God wants us to do. Sometimes, the prince of the world want us to be feeding into what's going on instead of focusing in the Bible, into the word, you know, just tapping into what he has. So I just want to leave you with this note too, that God is our protector. So we're not going to allow what's going on overseas and what the administration is doing and what Congress is doing and who did what and what. And no, we're going to zoom in and focus up, right? So God has not given us the spirit of fear, and that is 2 Timothy 1 and 7. I'm sorry. So please go read that because we're not trying to be fearful in this season. I'm telling you, I have been struggling with fear for a long time, and it still hit me. The other day, I was like, you know what? I'm living in West Virginia. We have war. I gotta get situated. I gotta protect my family. I still have to protect my family, but I'm not going to allow the fear to control my actions, my movement. I am trusting God to do what God do. So if you're like me, please tap into this word because we cannot live in the spirit of fear. It has to be of love, of a sound mind, and that's what God wants for us. So here we are. So here I am. Like I said, consistency isn't about missing the mark, it's about still showing up regardless of what's going on and what's happening. It's showing up time and time again. If you are prepared or not, you still got to be there. You still got to show yourself approved. So here I am. It's about still building, still performing, still practicing behind the scenes. You know, so in Ecclesiastes 3, it says that it's a season for everything, a season, a time for everything under the sun, you know. So there's a time to build, there's a time to heal, there's a time to cry, there's a time to die, there's a time to be birthed. All of these times is the times that we living in. So pick the time that you're in and live in it. If you are in the waiting season, what are you doing in the waiting season? Are you just Netflixing and chilling? Or are you getting to work? What are you doing? So right now I'm in the building season. I'm so grateful to God that I'm here at this moment because there was a time where I allowed Netflix to rule my life, instead of tapping into what I needed to do. So that's why even making this video here, I had to be consistent because there was times where I just dropped the ball and dropped it for months and be mad that I allowed so much time to get away from me. So I just want y'all to know that there's a time for everything, but in that time, please still build, still, still build, still prepare, still read, still write, still connect, still serve. There's a time for everything under the sun, my love. So Let's do this. So as I am doing what I do, I'm still building my AI business. I'm still raising my teenagers and my little mamacita, and I'm still preparing for the new chapters to come. I don't know what it is, but I am trusting God because I know the next season will not be like my last. So, I'm here right now on the side of my bed, 5 views on my YouTube channel. I just gonna keep the faith because I know that at the end of the day, God is gonna do what God do. If He wants me to have more, He's gonna give, and I trust that He do because I've been in the season of lack for a very long time, and God do not want us to lack. In Psalms 23, God do not want us to lack. So yeah, that's not it. So I know that God is moving me forward into a new season. So I know I'm trusting God. So I just want to say, my love, if you have dropped the ball this season, pick that bad boy up and keep on moving and keep on grooving. I say that to say, if you drop the ball this week, pick it back up because life is going to always shift. We have no control over today. All we could do is just trust what we do in God, which is wake up, give Him thanks, honey. Pray. Pray for traveling mercies over you and your children, your family, and just keep our eyes on the prize. So I must say this. If you're walking the journey out with me, as my son interrupts, I mean, listen, this is rebuilding faith. We're building systems. We're building something that will sustain to the test of time. And this is real talk. So you're in the right place. I am documenting this in real time. So thank you so much. Time to go. Talk to you later. Bye.